Hey guys, it's Robyn, your Scentsy fragrance consultant. Welcome back and welcome if you're new. Today I have got a warm review video on the Scents of the Season collection. Now these are a collection that Scentsy does every year. Every year they do Scents of the Season. It's a 5-bar set and every year it's different scents. So this year we have 5 brand new scents. In previous years what they've done is they've given us a few new scents and then a couple returning scents. This year, instead of doing that, they gave us all 5 returning brick scents. So those are available now. And then they gave us 5 brand new scents in the Scents of the Season collection. So I'm going to go through these. We were gifted these at Scentsy Family Reunion back in July. So I've hung on to these until recently. And recently I warmed them so I can tell you how they performed in my home. And yeah, I'll let you know how these did. Overall, I was quite happy with the collection. Now the information article for consultants on these is not out just yet. I believe these are supposed to be available November 1st. That is what they said at Scentsy Family Reunion, that the Scents of the Season is launching November 1st. So that is the information we have to go on right now. They do come as a 5-bar set in this little blue velvet bag, little drawstring. It's a nice quality bag, actually. You could probably rip this tag off and reuse it. And the other thing I like with this set is it does come with the card that has the scent descriptions inside. So you have all of the scents listed there and their scent notes, which I think makes it nice for gifting because that way people know what they're going to be smelling. I think that's useful. So that is the Scents of the Season kit. Most likely, and I don't know for sure yet because again, that article is not posted yet and won't be until later this week. We don't know if these are going to be available individually as well or just in the set. For the time being, the information we have is just as the set and individually through club. But there is a good chance, since they've done this with both the holiday collection and the harvest collection now, there's a good chance that these will be available individually as well for your regular bundling as well. But again, we won't know that until probably this Thursday. So here we have the set. And again, I did cold sniff reviews of these back in July when I got them. But I haven't warmed them until like recently, like this month. And I gotta say, I did enjoy almost all of these scents, and I do think all of them have a place in this collection. Okay, we are gonna go in order here from just like in the listing in here. So the first one they've got listed is Cabin Cuddles. And this is kind of a grayish teal color. It's really pretty. Bergamot, fresh mountain air, herbal lavender, and white sandalwood. So bergamot, fresh mountain air, lavender, and white sandalwood. Cabin Cuddles. This I would categorize as a cologne type scent. Yes, I would say this is like a woodsy cologne scent. It's a little bit on the masculine side to my nose. You do get a bit of that herbal lavender and the bergamot, but the bergamot is very cologne-y here. And the sandalwood to my nose is reading more of like a teak wood or something like that. On warm, I did 1 cube of this in my daughter's bathroom, 1 cube in our laundry room. And this was very strong. It was like 8 out of 10 strength, filled the space, and then some, like wafted down the hallways. Very space filling. It also went for a couple days, so nice and long lasting, excellent performer. If you're looking for a strong, long lasting scent, Cabin Cuddles is one. For me, this was just a little bit too masculine for my personal preferences. I think if you enjoy those kind of woodsy cologne type scents, this will be up your alley. What this reminded me a great deal of was White Amber and Teak from our summer collection. It reminded me a lot of that, the summer catalog. The other thing it reminded me a little bit of, especially on cold, was Blue Sage and Tonka. Now, Blue Sage and Tonka had been a scent we had in the catalog for a year or two, quite a few years ago. Again, a little bit on the masculine side, like that woodsy masculine tone, really lovely, with that herbal note as well. And on cold, this reminded me a bit more of Blue Sage and Tonka, but on warm, I got more White Amber and Teak, like this really quite intense woodsy note, with like a sharp cleanness, which I believe is the bergamot and maybe a bit of the lavender as well. So overall, this was nice for what it is. Not a purchase for me personally, just because it's not my type of scent. But that being said, if you do like a kind of masculine cologne type scent, this was lovely for performance. Strong, long lasting. I think it would do an open layout, absolutely no problem. So if that's the case and you're looking for a nice strong scent, I would recommend Cabin Cuddles. If you don't tend to care for that type of scent, I would skip this one. Next on the list here, we have Christmas Tree Farm. This had been a light green wax. And this one is Fraser Fir, Icy Cool Air, Sparkling Bergamot, and White Moss. So Fraser Fir, Icy Cool Air, Sparkling Bergamot, and White Moss, Christmas Tree Farm. This one is a very smoky tree scent. Yeah, this one is really pleasant. It is like a nice fir tree scent. It's quite realistic and woodsy smelling. I feel like I can smell bark as well. Fraser Fir, Icy Cool Air. The Icy Cool Air here, to me, reads more like wood smoke in the air. Like when you go outside on a winter's day and like your neighbors have wood fires going. This smells kind of like walking outside to crisp, cool air, Christmas trees, and like wood smoke, like a lot of wood smoke. White Moss, I'm not sure I'm picking up. I didn't really pick up bergamot in here necessarily. There is a bit of a brightness here, but I'm attributing that to the Fraser Fir. Yeah, I will say this was a fantastic performer. I did the full bar in my open layout. Very open layout worthy. Did very well. It was a probably 6 or 7 out of 10 strength, so quite nice. Better than medium. And it went like a good day and a half, like 36 hours or so. Did very well, better than average performer, and I really, really liked it. We also had people over and got compliments on this scent. For me, it was a little smoky. I think you do have to be okay with a smoke note. I think if you are not a person who likes a smoky note, this is probably going to be a pass for you, because I do feel like, to my nose, the smoke was the primary note on warm. Once it was warming, it was tree. It was kind of like that tree air, but mostly smoke. But it worked. And when I say smoke, I don't mean like smoky smoke. I mean like rich, deep, like embery pine cone type smoldering, rather than smoke necessarily. Although there is wood smoke here. But this like smoldery, like roasty toasty pine cones, embers, that kind of thing. This was really nice. Christmas Tree Farm. If I could compare this to anything, it would be Around the Campfire, which is now retired, or Silver Spur from that Wild Horses collection that we had in the summer. But I like this better even because it has that little bit of tree note. And again, I'm not a tree note scent person, but I do like it in here. So this is one I would probably pick up more of, Christmas Tree Farm. This I think is one that you could melt for the holidays for sure, but it also lends itself very, very well to just all winter long. November through February, I think this would be great. Christmas Tree Farm. As for like Christmassiness, Cabin Cuddles, I would not say this is a Christmas specific scent by any means. I would say this is possibly a year-round type scent, maybe not peak summer. But I think you could melt this like 3 seasons a year, but especially winter. But I wouldn't say this is like a festive Christmassy scent necessarily. And Christmas Tree Farm, I think, could be. I think this would also pair very well with your other tree scents, like Balsam Spice, Very Snowy Spruce, that sort of thing. Even Sleigh Ride, I think this would mix very nicely with Sleigh Ride, because Sleigh Ride has that kind of sweet, cool air note. And this has that kind of smoky, cool air note. I think that would pair well. This does smell more Christmassy, but I think this does pass for all winter as well. So that one is a repurchase for me. What is next on the little guide here? Okay. Cranberry Christmas Cake. This one is cranberry jam, ruby crystals. I don't know what that smells like. And creamy vanilla. So cranberry jam, ruby crystals, and creamy vanilla. This one is a nice sweet cranberry scent, and I get a baked note here, like a cake or a muffin or something along that line. Not just plain vanilla. I'm getting like a baked good, like a flour-based baked good. Cake or muffin, some kind of floury baked good. Very, very good. With that cranberry. The sparkling ruby, I don't know what that is. It is very sweet. Maybe it's sugar. It's very pleasant. Now this one, I did the full bar in my open layout. And this was, I would say, like a 5 out of 10, like just a medium, like just barely a medium in my open layout. It was very pleasant. It did fill the space. You could smell it when you walked in. It was short-lived though. The limitation with Cranberry Christmas Cake is it was fairly short-lived in my home. And by that, I mean like less than 12 hours. So a shorter duration and a kind of average scent throw. But I really liked it. Like this is one I will definitely repurchase. If you're a fruity fan or a bakery fan, I think this is a must try. Your fruity bakery people are going to want this one. Yeah, this is just, it reminds me a little bit, if I had to compare it, you are getting, I would say mostly cranberry, like sweet sugared cranberry and jammy. When they say cranberry jam, I would agree that it's like a jam or like a boiled down cranberry. I would almost say, I was going to say maybe with a hint of raspberry, but it might just be the cranberry. Because cranberry is tart, and this does have a tartness, but it's sweetened significantly by that kind of cake note. There is like a yellow or a white cake, probably more like a yellow cake or a muffin base. This actually reminds me a great deal of Scentsy's cranberry muffin. This smells like a kind of zhuzhed up version of cranberry muffin to my nose. I really like it. So yes, you are getting kind of, I would say, mostly cranberry, but like not a crazy unbalance. Like I'd say 60-40, 60% cranberry, 40% baked good. And yeah, cranberry Christmas cake. I would agree that there is a cake note there for sure. As far as Christmassiness, I think this is a winter bakery scent. And the interesting thing about this one also is that there is no spice, and Christmas bakery scents often do have spice. This one has none at all. So if you're opposed to spice, this one does not have any. It is a sweet, fun, sugared Christmas bakery scent. So cranberry Christmas cake, definitely a repurchase for me. I quite like that one. The limitation, of course, with that one is that it is a shorter lasting scent, at least in my house. Next up here, we have sugared peppermint flurries. This one is peppermint, sweet marshmallow, and sugar crystals. So peppermint, marshmallow, and sugar crystals. Now this one I did 4 cubes in my bedroom, and the reason I did 4 is because this is a fairly light scent on cold. Yeah, it's quite soft. It's one that we've had similar ones to before. It's very pretty. This is like a sweet, kind of fluffy vanilla mint type scent. Yeah, this is a sweet, fluffy vanilla peppermint scent. Very cuddly, cozy, very soft. This one is one in the kit that I would say is not open layout worthy. This is definitely a smaller space scent. And to my nose, it lends itself well to bedrooms. Just kind of fluffy, cozy, light, and some sweetness. So this one also, I would say, possibly has like a tiny hint of musk or something. Because it's not perfumey, but there is something else here. Just a tiny, tiny amount. It's very pretty. So again, very light. I did 4 cubes in my bedroom, and it did get to like about a medium strength, maybe like 4 or 5 out of 10. So it didn't get strong even with doubling my wax. That's why I say this one is going to be a small space scent. This one was a pretty fluffy cloud vanilla type scent. It was, I would say, on the bakery side because you are getting more of that vanilla than you are mint. The mint is very much a background scent. This is not a cold, icy, nose-tingling mint at all. This is a soft, fluffy cloud vanilla marshmallow scent with a tiny bit of musk and a little bit of mint. The mint here is kind of like a buttermint type note, like those buttermint candies. That's what this smells like, is those buttermint candies that you get for like weddings and birthday parties and stuff. It smells like buttermint candies. It's like a cousin maybe to Mint to Be Merry. Mint to Be Merry has a cookie note to it. This does not have a cookie or baked good note at all. It does have that fluffy vanilla marshmallow, but no cookie. And the mint here is more delicate. I think Mint to Be Merry has more mint. When I think of like marshmallow mint, that one is less fluffy. Again, there's like a cashmere or like a musk type note here as well that marshmallow mint does not have. And again, this is just, again, more vanilla. Now, the one thing I noticed with sugared peppermint flurries is that as this went on, it did go for 2 days in my bedroom. On that second day, it almost became like kind of like a Play-Doh-y type vanilla. Like the vanilla note shifted to kind of like a Play-Doh vanilla. Now, I'm not a person who typically gets Play-Doh from vanilla scents. I know some people, their noses pick up Play-Doh in a lot of vanilla scents. I'm not typically one of those people. I never get Play-Doh from vanilla. But I did from this one, especially on day 2. I didn't get that so much initially, but day 2 I did. But sitting here sniffing it now, I can't get enough of it. Like, I love smelling this. And this is a perfect winter bedroom scent to my nose. And again, it does smell kind of, again, a little bit festive, but again, could be suitable for all winter. I would probably melt this 3 seasons a year myself. Very pleasant. So gets a thumbs up from me. With the caveat that I would say double your wax, small spaces only. When I talk about strength here, we're talking similar strength and performance to something like Velvet Cashmere Woods, which is new this season too. Totally different scents. Nothing alike, but the strength and performance are similar. Very light, and in some spaces this probably just won't work. Yeah, it did in my bedroom. Again, like a 4 or 5 out of 10. And it did go for a good long time, but that second day it got kind of weird. I really enjoyed it that first day though, like a great deal, and I would repurchase this. That being said, if I had to pick one, like of those like kind of sweet buttermint type scents, it would probably be Marshmallow Mint or Mint to be Merry over this one. But if you don't have access to those two, Sugared Peppermint Flurries is very nice. I would just say definitely stick to small spaces for this one. Sugared Peppermint Flurries. And then last but not least here, we have Sweet Christmas Lily. This one is candied sugar, white lily, and pink amber. So sugar, lily, and amber. This one is a perfumey scent. Now, if you don't like perfumey scents, this one is going to be just a pass. But it is a beautiful perfumey scent and a very specific one and very different from other ones. This smells like one particular perfume that is quite unique. And it smells like Viktor and Rolf Flower Bomb, the original Flower Bomb. It's very pleasant. You do get a little bit of amber. If I had to just describe it with a few words, it is a sweet floral with maybe a slight pink pepper note somewhere. Sweet floral. It says lily. It doesn't smell like the flower lily to me, but it does smell like a perfumey lily, like a perfumery lily. Amber, yes. I would also say like a tiny bit of pink pepper. I'm going to look up the notes really quick for Flower Bomb and see what is in that, because this is hard to describe. All I know is that this smells exactly like Flower Bomb. Okay, I just paused really quick and went to check the scent notes for Flower Bomb. Now, Flower Bomb is a perfume by Viktor and Rolf. That perfume has vanilla, patchouli, jasmine, and rose. Sweet Christmas Lily has lily, amber, and candied sugar. They smell very much the same to my nose. So what we are talking here is a floral perfume with a substantial sweetness. I would say more sugar than vanilla. I'm not getting a whole lot of vanilla here in the wax. I'm getting more of like a sugar. I would agree with the Scentsy notes that it is sugar rather than vanilla. There is some sort of grounding depth here. I would not pick it out as patchouli. And don't let the patchouli scare you, because it's just grounding depth. And it's, again, very sweet with these really beautiful florals. It's lovely. This for me would be a spring, fall, winter scent. And again, I did 3 cubes in my bedroom, 1 cube in my ensuite bathroom, for 4 cubes in that whole general space. It was very nice. It was a probably 6 to 7 out of 10 strength. It did very nicely. And it did go for 2 days. That was a 2-dayer. It did shift a little bit over time, and the top notes wore off, and it became a little bit more of like the floral depth stuff towards the second day. But I loved this the whole way through. This is one that I will club. This is going to be a club bar for me. Viktor and Rolf is a perfume that Flower Bomb is a perfume that I wear often. So I was really happy to have my bedroom smelling like it. It was really nice. So that was a win. Yeah. If you want to smell it, go to Sephora, sniff Flower Bomb. And that's what this smells like. Sweet Christmas Lily. Again, sweet floral, grounding depth of patchouli or something like that. I almost detect some kind of pink pepper here. Something along that line. But it is a perfume scent. Like, if you're not a fan of perfume scents, this is a definite perfume scent. But it's so pretty. Like, so pretty, so different. So that is Sweet Christmas Lily. And again, that one did perform quite nicely. This one, I would say, is not by any stretch of the imagination a holiday scent. This, to my nose, would be a good Valentine's Day scent. It's a good kind of year-round bedroom scent. I think it might have the strength to do some open layouts, but not all. It did okay in my bedroom, and my bedroom's a good size. And again, I think it would do okay in some open layouts, but it's a very perfumey scent. I think it lends itself well to bedrooms. So that is the 5 Scents of the Season collection. If I were going to rank them, least favorite to most favorite, for me, personally, and this is going to be very subjective because my scent preferences are different than yours and anyone else's potentially. Final place for me is Cabin Cuddles, with the caveat that this was the best performer of the bunch. It was a fantastic performer. Just not my thing scent-wise. And then it gets hard because I really liked the other scents. I guess I will have to go... I hate to put this in 4th because I really liked it. I'm going to get more. This was Sugared Peppermint Flurries. The reason it's going in 4th for me is because it is on the soft side. It is quite light. And it does kind of go Play-Doh-y for me on that second day. In third place, I'm going to do... See, it gets even harder here for me because I really, really like all the three others. And I like this one too. I'll go Christmas Tree Farm in third, although it could almost tie with Cranberry Christmas Cake. Christmas Tree Farm in third. It's a good performer. I really like it. I think you do have to like smoky scents to enjoy this one. But overall, a very solid scent. I really, really enjoyed that. Second place, I'm going Cranberry Christmas Cake. Again, really, really, really enjoyed this one too. And again, this one could be easily tied with Christmas Tree Farm for me. I'm just kind of more of a bakery person myself, so I went with Cranberry Christmas Cake in second. And then first place for me was surprising because I don't care for lily scents, but Sweet Christmas Lily in first place. It reminds me a lot of one of my favorite perfumes. It was a good performer in my bedroom, and it's a little bit different than any other wax melt scent I've ever smelled. There's nothing I can compare this to from Scentsy. This is different than anything else Scentsy has done. So Sweet Christmas Lily was number one for me. I really enjoyed it, and that will be a club scent for me for the long term. And the other thing I liked here with this set is I do feel like this particular collection of scents together works. Because if you were to gift this to someone, to like a couple or to a family at the holidays, you have kind of a clean, woodsy, masculine scent. You have a fresh, sweet scent. So this is kind of like fresh / bakery because it's got lots of vanilla and marshmallow, but it also has that fresh, clean mint. You have your Christmas Tree Farm, which is going to please your Christmas tree fans, your fresh scent fans, and your woodsy fans because it's got some smokiness to it as well. Then Cranberry Christmas Cake is going to appease your fruity people and your bakery people. They're all going to love that one. And then Sweet Christmas Lily is kind of like a perfumey floral. You need to have something for the floral people. And I think this might also please the fresh scent people as well. So I think they did a good job picking scents because all of the scents in this collection do have some crossover between categories. So I think that helps make it a very giftable collection. No matter who you gift it to, there's going to be something for everybody in that collection. I'm a big fan. I think that's one of the better collections we've seen in a while. The Harvest collection, I loved this season. The Harvest collection is still available. That was a favorite of mine too. I think if I had to pick one set of holiday scents for somebody, I would choose the Scents of the Season collection over the holiday collection myself. If I was going to gift a set to somebody, this would be my set that I would gift them. Just because, like I said, I think it's more versatile. I think there's a little bit more crossover between the scent categories. And I just think the scents are a little bit better and a little bit better performing as well. So if I had to pick a set for the holiday season this year, it would be Scents of the Season. So that is that collection there. Again, you can get it with a little bag as a set. And stay tuned for information on whether these will be available individually or not. I will post that information on my Facebook group when we know on Thursday. And if I haven't put this video up by then, I will edit that into the notes here. But there's a good chance this video will already be up by then. So if you do want information on whether these will be available for individual purchase as well, just head over to my Facebook group. There's a link in the description box below. And there we go. Other than that, I hope you are having a great week and happy Halloween this coming week. Let me know in the comments below what your plans for this Halloween are. Do you dress up? Are you taking kids trick-or-treating? Let me know your Halloween plans in the comments below. We are going trick-or-treating like we do every year. My daughter is dressing up as Hermione from Harry Potter. She's a big fan. So she had originally wanted to dress up as our dog Ben, but it was surprisingly hard to find a golden retriever costume for like an older kid. I could find toddler-sized golden retriever costumes, but then every time I was searching golden retriever costume, it would give me like toddler costumes or actual costumes for golden retrievers. So instead of that, we ended up doing Hermione. So that's what she's being for Halloween. And yeah, we will be trick-or-treating up a storm. It's really fun. I think this year that Halloween is on a Friday. I think that's going to be fun for everybody. Have a nice Halloween evening. So yeah, other than that, there is lots happening on November 1st. I will do a video on either Halloween or November 1st, one of the two, with a news update. So stay tuned for that as far as news for November. But other than that, hope you are having a great week. Happy Halloween, and we will see you next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.